Welcome to The Two-Party Tango, Unpacking America's Political Dance. Just like in a tango, America's political system is a dance between two dominant players, the Republicans and the Democrats. But what makes this dance so enduring? Why, in a country with over 330 million diverse voices, do we only see two leading political parties taking center stage? Today, we'll delve into the history, controversies, and unique dynamics that have shaped America's two-party system and explore why it continues to dominate the political landscape. Let's unravel this intricate political dance together. Here's a quick look at our agenda. We'll start by addressing the dominance of two parties in the US and why there's a growing demand for more political choices. Next, we'll dive into the historical shifts that shaped this two-party dynamic. We'll examine how the Electoral College and the winner-takes-all system reinforce this structure. Then, we'll break down key dynamics of a two-party system and explore how strategic voting trends impact elections. Finally, we'll take a trip back in time to the 1912 election, where Theodore Roosevelt posed the last serious challenge to the two-party rule. Each section will uncover new insights and offer a deeper understanding of America's political landscape. Let's get started. Welcome to a deep dive into American politics. As we prepare for another historic election between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, we ask, why is American politics dominated by just two parties? Despite diverse opinions and the complexity of issues, American voters often face a binary choice at the ballot. Why is this the case, and what does it say about the system we're operating within? Let's begin our exploration. Despite wanting more political diversity, Americans are stuck with two main options. Nearly 4 in 10 voters say they want more choices, but the reality has been unchanged for decades. No third-party candidate has won a state in over 50 years. What's holding back the rise of alternative parties? Is the system itself working against change, or are there deeper societal forces at play? Let's look at the barriers that keep us in this political loop. To understand today's two-party dominance, we have to take a journey back in time. Early American politics was far more fluid, with parties like the Federalists and Whigs. But as history evolved, the Whigs collapsed, and the anti-slavery Republican Party emerged, creating the two-party rivalry we've seen since the mid-1800s. How did these shifts cement the Democratic and Republican parties as the pillars of US politics? Let's walk through the timeline of this power struggle. The structure of the US electoral process is key to understanding why the two-party system thrives. Victory doesn't require a majority, just the most votes in each district. Add to this the Electoral College, where electors, not the public directly, determine the presidency. A candidate needs 270 of the 538 electoral votes to win. These mechanics, while complex, reinforce the two-party grip on power. Let's break down how this system impacts electoral outcomes. In the 1950s, French sociologist Maurice Duverger theorized a phenomenon we see today. The winner-takes-all method drives a two-party system. Under this system, third parties face immense difficulty gaining traction since partial wins yield no rewards. It's a game of survival for third-party candidates, while voters tend to back candidates they believe can win. It's a strategic decision that often reduces the chance for alternative voices. But what exactly keeps voters loyal to the big two? According to political scientist Sam Rosenfeld, while the two-party system isn't a strict law, it operates as a highly effective guideline. Single-member districts and plurality elections create a stable, yet restrictive environment where third parties find it nearly impossible to thrive. These dynamics maintain the political status quo. But what does this mean for democracy and representation in the US? Should we be content with this structure, or should we push for change? One of the reasons third parties struggle is because of how we, as voters, strategize. Many of us fear that by supporting a third-party candidate, we'll inadvertently help elect our least preferred candidate. This leads to the lesser of two evils mentality. Primary elections within each party serve to iron out internal disagreements, giving us candidates that are deemed most electable. It's a process that keeps us in the two-party loop, but is it the best way forward? In the 1912 election, Theodore Roosevelt became the last serious third-party candidate to shake up the U.S. political system. His campaign split the Republican vote, which allowed Democrat Woodrow Wilson to win with less than 42% of the vote. This pivotal moment demonstrates why the two major parties are motivated to maintain their dominance. The risk of splitting votes between similar candidates is too high. But what can history teach us about the future of American politics? Can we break free of the two-party system? If you found this video informative and enjoyed learning, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more engaging content. We are constantly bringing you insights and stories about business, technology, and innovation that you don't want to miss. And don't forget to share this video with your friends. Let's spread the knowledge and keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for our next video.